Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join me as we talk about Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 2. Thank you for everybody that joined me on the dearly departed watch along last night to watch a game that we were worried was going to fall into a very straightforward sort of state, with Newcastle sitting back and Leeds trying to get through, and it was going to be a bit dull, and it wasn't. And the second half in particular was massively entertaining. Leeds coming through 2-1, and I have to say, if you were a fan of either team, you would probably come away thinking, well, if you're a Newcastle fan, you'd think, oh, well, we did kind of go at it a little bit more in the second half. We can lay a glove on some teams rather than what they've seen in recent times of just sitting back and waiting for the inevitable. And Leeds win a tight game and survive a team coming at them in the second half. Let's have a look at the action. Here are the teams. So for Leeds, Meslier in goal. Ailing finally gets back out to right back. Llorente finally comes back. He's only going to last 10 minutes, bless him. I hope he's okay and it's not a bad relapse. Struijk is going to replace Llorente after about 10 minutes. Cooper, Alioski is left back. We know what that means if we've followed Leeds for a while, because you know Dallas is not going out of that team. Phillips, always influential deep line playmaker there. Rafinha and Harrison back on their, well, what I would term correct wings. That's obviously a matter of opinion. And Rodrigo is partnered by Stuart Dallas in central midfield. Very interesting, because Matthias Klick was the most nailed-on starter and guaranteed to be on the pitch probably anywhere in English football over the last couple of seasons. He's on the bench. Pat Bamford up top for Leeds. So some sense now that Bielsa, other than Koch, obviously Llorente's gone back out, so those problems haven't quite healed, much closer than he was to a proper starting 11 there for Leeds. For Newcastle, Darlow in goal, Hayden, Lascelles an influence return, Shah and Lewis is the back four, Almiron, Hendrick, Shelvey, Murphy, Fraser and Wilson. And we've seen Newcastle a fair few times, 5-4-1. We were a bit worried that that was going to be the case, and poor old Callum Wilson playing up top 15 metres away from any other of his teammates. Here is the opening goal, and it's just a brilliant bit of play on transition from Leeds. And you can see Murphy on the ball there. Alioski's going to snap. Look at Bamford. He's already ready in space to receive it. And this has been a hallmark of Bielsa, is that when Leeds do get that turnover, it's all very well winning the ball, and then it's all very well trying to execute. But these players seem to be highly attuned to actually know, okay, this is a situation that we're set up to exploit, and seem to go into this extra efficient mode when they do get in space on transition. It goes to Bamford from Alioski. Bamford drives forward, really good from him. Releases the ball exactly the right time to Rodrigo. You can see 20 there. Rodrigo, excellent from him. He knocks the ball back to Rafinha, and you just have to love it, really. Look at the box there. There's Ailing, the right back. Harrison, is that the left winger? Bamford, the centre forward. And Alioski, the left back. So Bielsa ball just in composite there. Beautiful. Flooding the box, absolutely. And Rafinha, well, he doesn't need any of those. Touch, left foot, just shapes it in the corner. Newcastle hadn't started terribly for the first 5 minutes. Leeds then did come into it, and obviously Struijk came on, and really architects of their own downfall there, giving the ball away in the central midfield area. But Leeds excellent on transition, as we always see. Newcastle weather the storm a little bit then. That is Rodrigo, sort of edge of the D to the right-hand side, left footer, very, very close. There were a couple of other chances in the first half. Was Rafinha hit the outside of the post, didn't he? And Harrison shanked a volley wide. I think if Leeds had been 2 up at half-time, they would have said, that's gone really, really well, but that doesn't quite flatter us. 1-0 was very, very a fair reflection of the first half as Leeds took over after Newcastle had a sort of first 3-4 minutes of the game. Into the second half, and Newcastle, much to my surprise and the surprise of many, and I was very pleased to see for the spectacle of the game, Newcastle actually engaged and really tried in their own way under Steve Bruce to try and get back in the game. I was wondering whether it would be, stay at 1-0 to the last 10 minutes, bring Carroll on, was going to be the plan. But no, they do get St Maximin into the game, but they get their equaliser, I think, before then. And he's had a great season, so no one put any comments. Oh, don't criticise Bamford, Ben. He's been brilliant. We're just talking about this one moment. Okay, it's really poor from Bamford because it's a simple ball just into its ailing, isn't it? And you know what's coming if Bamford plays that pass. Look at the 3 runners there, all waiting for... They're all going to create a different angle. It could go into the feet a little bit further up the pitch as well. Basically, Bamford has got a 4-yard pass to set up a nice Leeds counter-attack here. Completely underhits it. And the second he does that, all of those players moving towards the Newcastle goal are now out of the game. And it ends up with Shelvey, who you can see the bald-headed figure there. And he's then able to slide it straight through to Wilson, who can then put Almiron in one-on-one. Almiron's not going to miss from there, charging at the keeper. To be fair to the Melia, he gets a hand to it, but he's so close in and he's charging towards the goal there. It would have been a hell of an effort to stop him. So, 2 goals, both on transition. Newcastle's was almost probably as efficient as Leeds. Nice from Shelvey, lovely little soft feet by Wilson, and just a poor ball from Bamford. And this is look, any team can get punished on transition, but particularly their Leeds, you can already see the guys thinking, right, bosh, we're in, here we go, and then they're all out of the game with that one pass. That said, Newcastle were trying to come into the game. It wasn't just a mistake and a flash in the pan goal. However, what a brilliant, brilliant goal by Leeds. And I'm very, very frustrated. I watched it live, so I got to see the whole goal. And I've just seen the Sky Sports package to do my notes and my research and my screenshots here. They don't show the whole goal. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. And what I love about this, and I saw Leeds do this firsthand, it was at Hull last season. And I was sat right close to the start of the move. And what they did there was exactly the same as what they did here. They have the ball in a difficult spot where a lot of teams would knock it up the line and just play safe, try and win a throw-in, or turn and sort of knock it back safely into the back four, into the goalkeeper. Leeds never do that because what they're brilliant at doing is this playing in tight spaces. So what they do is they're over on the left-hand side, and it's play back the Hull goal, and you'll see what I mean. I think Tyler Roberts finishes it. They draw in the opposing team by playing. So they'll play one short pass into feet. Someone will come in and close. Then it'll be another one. Then another one. And then all it takes is the one pass as they've drawn in 2 or 3 opposition players to essentially the left-hand side of the pitch as Leeds are looking into a position they totally don't want to be. And then it's that one pass through the lines that they get. And bosh, you've then created this kind of artificial transition, haven't you? Just by some quick passing, finding the space through the lines, switch the play, and then all of a sudden, here we go. They're in that Beelzebub mode, aren't they? Where everyone switches on and it's 10 players charging towards the opponent's goal. Raphinha then gets it. He drives inside. And again, I love it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players ahead of Raphinha with Dallas next to him. Raphinha, it's a beautiful pass, isn't it? And look, this is what happens when you do create that artificial transition. Look how narrow they've forced Newcastle to be there. They're all just running for the hills, trying to get back in the way of the goal. Raphinha clips it over to Harrison. And from then on, brilliant. Touch. And can you shape it in the far corner? Yes, he can. And Leeds go 2-1 up. And I just absolutely love that goal. That's everything I want in a goal. I know some people love a 30-yarder, which basically just involves a football player hitting the ball as hard as he can towards the opponent's goal. And it may or may not fly into the top corner. I love a goal like this where the trap is laid. The skill is to then play that one pass out of the congested area. Then you've got to capitalise. So the switch of play, then a little dribble, a lovely assist over the top by Raphinha. And then, how's your technique? Touch, half volley finish. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant goal. I love it. And I hate the term doesn't get the credit it deserves. We normally have some pretty lame football fans who go, oh, they don't get the credit they deserve. I'm going to say it, that goal hasn't got the credit it deserves. I would have thought people were saying, wow, watch that one back. What a goal. I loved it. 2-1, Harrison. And that is all she wrote in the game. There are the numbers. You can see Leeds taking the lead on 17. Almiron with the equaliser on 57. And St Maximin and Gale coming in 64 and 77 after Harrison has got that winning goal. Do take a look at the attack momentum because this actually shows quite well for Newcastle and for Leeds. Look at the second half. That's the green graph on the top for Newcastle attack momentum and Leeds on the bottom. You can see that two things, again, that I said at the top of the video, that both Newcastle and Leeds fans would be happy about. One, from a Newcastle point of view, they had a real go in the second half. Did they have the quality and, are they regularly practiced at doing this to get the goal? No, but they had a go, which is Newcastle fans that I've been speaking to have been saying, we're just a dead loss. We don't even have a go. Well, they had a go, and that's the start. And engaging in an attacking half. Why they can't do it at 0-0 and they have to do it when they're chasing is the next matter. And can Steve Bruce be a little bit more attack-minded because they're just not laying a glove on teams, are they, at the moment? And for Leeds, you would be pleased, actually, to see that second half and Leeds come out winning that game because they've managed to... they didn't concede really many big chances, did they? But you've still got a team coming at you, chasing a game. Okay, a team not in good form. But Leeds have weathered that storm and they've won a tight game. Normally when we see Leeds win, it's all guns blazing. And if it is a tight game, it's only a tight game because they've managed to let the other team in and won by one or something, having scored 3 goals. We've seen 4 threes from Leeds already this season. So they've won in a different way. There is the numbers. 58% possession to Leeds. 22 shots for Newcastle. But you can see Leeds defend well because only 5 of them are on target. Only 1 big chance created. And that was obviously the goal for Almiron. It says hit woodwork there. I think that's a header skidding across the top of the bar, wasn't it? That Melier, I do think, had covered. Possibly. It really, really didn't pan out the way I expected it to. I expected either Newcastle were going to sit in and Leeds were eventually going to break them down, or the worst case scenario for Leeds would have been Newcastle sit in and grab a goal from a set play or a counter or something, and Leeds frustrated. I did not expect Leeds lead, Newcastle come back, Leeds get back in front, and then Newcastle push for a goal. I didn't expect that to be the narrative. Really, really entertaining second half as well. I really, really enjoyed that second half yesterday on the watch along. There is the table. And from a Leeds perspective, I'm sure a lot of you are doing your maths. 19 games is the halfway point, 26 points. Multiply that by 2 would be 52 points. What we're saying is if Leeds replicate the first half of the season, in the second half of the season, they're going to finish halfway up the table, aren't they, on 52. And they're probably going to be nearly 20 points, probably 15 points above the relegation zone. You would think if 37 was survival and it is a low tide, it might even be 35 or lower. You would think they would be a long way away from the relegation zone. Which, big picture, you know, when you wind it back and all those years in the Championship and trying their damnedest to get up, you would take 52 points and halfway up the table for sure. All of you Leeds fans, I am sure of it. And they know how to win games in the Premier League, don't they? Okay, they're one of these teams, look, 8 wins, 9 defeats, only the 2 draws. But you would much, much, much rather be like that than, say, a Brighton, 3 wins and 8 draws with just the 8 defeats. We all know the impact of those 3-pointers, and draws often aren't very useful things unless you already have a lead, which obviously has been given to you by wins in the first instance, and you're defending a lead. Then draws can be useful. Ergo, the Fulham-Brighton match tonight, where a draw will be absolutely fine for Brighton, only because they've got 5 points between them and Fulham. So for Newcastle, it's horrible, isn't it? Look at all those defeats in a row. 5 straight defeats. I don't know whether it goes back further than that, but they are now embroiled in that relegation scrap. A Brighton win tonight would put Newcastle 4th bottom. A Fulham win tonight is actually worse, would put Newcastle 4 points above the relegation zone. They're currently 7, and they are very much trending in the wrong direction. However, were they to engage like they did in the second half yesterday and maybe get Fraser, St Maximin and Wilson on the pitch from the start of games, I know St Maximin's been injured and Lascelles, maybe there is an upward trend for Newcastle going forward. We will see. Anyway, we are more focused as a dearly departed club on Leeds. Important game, important win. Let's hope Llorente's not too badly hurt again after what might have been a little relapse yesterday. Let's hope it was just a precaution and it was like, look, get him out now in case this gets worse and they don't have more centre-half problems. And, as I said, the second half of the season, if it replicates the first, Leeds are halfway up the table and doing absolutely fine. Get your thoughts in via the comments on last night's game or anything I have said. Always interested to hear your views. Leeds fan, Newcastle fan, any fan really. Just get your views in, and we try and make this a place of balance and reasoned football chat. It's very tricky on YouTube. A lot of hashtag banter and emotional screaming and shouting. As you can see, that's not really my thing. So, yeah, try and read the room in the chat. Obviously, believe in free speech, but just know what we're trying to do here on the channel. That said, really do want to hear from you guys in the comments. Quick thank you at the end to Jay Coyle, who is our dearly departed sponsor. He's got involved over on Patreon. Dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Thank you very much to Jay. And if you want to support what I do, if you've watched one of these videos or 100, I know people have watched even more than that. God bless them. You can support via patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.